If you own a house that's starting to show its age, you might be wondering if minor home improvements will cut it, or if it's time for a major overhaul. Just like an old car that needs more than just a few repairs, sometimes a house reaches a point where a complete rebuild or a substantial remodel is necessary. This is a big decision that requires careful thought. You need to consider your budget, your needs, and your long-term plans for the property. When deciding whether to rebuild or remodel, there are several key factors to consider. First, think about how long you plan to stay in your home. If you're planning on staying for a long time, say more than 5 to 10 years, a rebuild might be the better option. This is because a rebuild essentially resets the clock on your home's physical structure. You'll get to enjoy living in a new house for years, and when it comes time to sell, you'll be selling a relatively new home. Buyers and real estate agents are very conscious of the age of a house, and a newer house can often command a higher price. On the other hand, if you're planning to stay in your home for a shorter period, less than 10 years, a remodel might be more practical. Remodeling allows you to spread out your expenses over time, which can be easier on your budget. You can tackle one project at a time, starting with the most urgent repairs and working your way through the house as funds allow. This can be less overwhelming and more manageable financially. Another critical factor is the condition of your home's foundation and structure. If your house has a poor foundation or structural issues, rebuilding might be necessary. Remodeling can only do so much if the basic structure of the house is compromised. In some cases, extensive foundation work might be required before any remodeling can even begin, which can be very costly. It's also essential to consider the zoning laws and permits required in your area. Rebuilding often involves more zoning restrictions and permits compared to remodeling. Some areas have strict regulations on the size and type of buildings that can be constructed, which can limit your options. In urban and suburban areas, rebuilds are often restricted to the original footprint of the house. This means you might not be able to expand the house as much as you'd like. On the other hand, remodeling projects typically face fewer zoning and permit challenges. If you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Serene Shelter for more home improvement tips and advice. One of the major considerations is how much money you want to spend. Rebuilding is typically more expensive up front, since it involves demolition and complete reconstruction. However, it can be a more economical choice in the long run. You'll avoid the ongoing costs of frequent repairs and maintenance on an older home. Remodeling, while potentially less expensive initially, can add up over time if you're continually making improvements. It allows you to budget and spend as you go, making it a more flexible option financially. You'll also need to think about alternative living arrangements during the project. If you opt for a rebuild, you'll need to move out of your home entirely until the new house is ready, which could take several months. This can be an additional expense and inconvenience. Remodeling, while potentially disruptive, often allows you to stay in your home. However, living in a construction zone can be challenging, especially with kids and pets. Safety and comfort should be a priority in your decision-making process. Another aspect to consider is the potential need for more space. If your current home layout isn't working for you, and you need more room, a rebuild might be the only way to achieve the desired improvements. Sometimes, expanding the existing house footprint isn't feasible with a remodel due to zoning laws or structural limitations. If you need significant additional space, a rebuild might be necessary to meet your needs. Additionally, it's important to consider the local real estate market. If most houses in your neighborhood have been rebuilt and are significantly newer than yours, rebuilding might increase your home's value and appeal. Real estate comparables, or comps, can provide valuable insights into whether a rebuild might be a wise financial move. Discussing these with a real estate professional can help you make an informed decision. Be sure to also consider zoning restrictions. Zoning laws dictate the type, size, and location of buildings on any property. In some areas, you may face restrictions that limit how much you can alter or expand your home. This can affect both rebuilding and remodeling projects. For example, some communities have height restrictions or limits on the number of stories a house can have. Others might not allow rental properties, which could impact your plans if you wanted to add an accessory dwelling unit, ADU, for rental income. On the flip side, some communities encourage the building of ADUs, like backyard cottages or carriage houses, which can provide additional living space or rental income. Investigate the zoning and permitting laws in your city or county before making any decisions. Knowing these regulations can help you plan your project more effectively and avoid potential legal issues. Moreover, environmental impact is another consideration in your decision-making process. Rebuilding a home often allows for the incorporation of modern, energy-efficient materials and systems that can significantly reduce your home's carbon footprint. Features like improved insulation, energy-efficient windows, and sustainable building materials can make a new home much greener than an older one. Remodeling can also improve energy efficiency, but it might be limited by the existing structure and systems in place. When it comes to personal comfort and lifestyle, rebuilding offers the opportunity to design your home exactly to your preferences and needs. You can incorporate modern amenities, open floor plans, and smart home technologies that might be difficult or impossible to integrate into an older home. Remodeling, while still customizable, might require compromises based on the existing layout and infrastructure. In conclusion, whether to rebuild or remodel is a significant decision that requires careful consideration of various factors. Your long-term plans, budget, the current condition of your house, zoning laws, and the need for additional space are all crucial elements to think about. Weighing the pros and cons of each option will help you make the best choice for your specific situation. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Serene Shelter for more helpful home improvement tips and advice. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.